to the city streets, we began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun.
Hello, I'm Elian. I'm a baduk player from France, here to study at PBA for the next 5 months.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. I am from the United States of America, and I came to Korea to study baduk at PBA with Mrs. Cho Hayeon.
Yes, it was like 10 years ago. My mom discovered it thanks to in a store of games, and then I discovered Go and went to the Go club in my city and learned there.
Yeah, so I grew up in America, and so there was a Chinese culture class near where I lived, and then inside the class there was a baduk teacher, and then we had group lessons and I learned from him.
I mean, it was really fun to play first, but also from for example, from a parent point of view, it was something like to keep me active, to learn to concentrate on one thing at a time, and to be more open about new cultures. For example, that's from something coming from like Asia as an European.
I think it was really interesting because there was a lot of strategy behind like such a simple game, because you can study it over and over again, and every time you play or every time you look at a game, you learn something new about the game, and that was really fun.
It's been a long time, so I don't really remember, but I learned mainly because my brother was playing. I just went to the club to follow my brother, and there, I mean, since I was already in the club, and everybody was playing, it was really natural for me to go and learn and play with them.
When I first started, I always played against other beginners, so I actually I was pretty talented, so I thought it was a pretty easy game, and then I started playing stronger and stronger players, and then I realized there was a lot more strategy and depth to the game, so then it made me want to explore the game deeper. So when I was growing up, I had several rivals that I would always meet at tournaments, and then so when I would always lose to them, and that made me I guess I really wanted to learn more and beat them, which motivated me to study hard and review my games against them. So I guess I would recommend that, like just looking over your games and practicing.
I mean, the main thing about Go is that it's not an online game. You can play online, but I think the best is to play on real life, and you can comment on your games, you can meet people going to play live, and I mean, for sure video games you can bring you things also like for concentration, competition, etc. I think Go is more like, it's really, and for example, it's also an individual game, so all the mistakes you do, it's all your own fault, and you learn to progress on that, and you can transpose it to other parts of your life.
Sure. So yeah, I used to play some video games, like computer type video games as well. I think that the strategy in Go runs a lot deeper, and even though the rules may seem very simple, there's just always new things to learn and new strategies to figure out, and I think it stimulates a different part of my brain because of that, which I think helps me think in other, like, I guess it helps develop my thinking abilities, which helps throughout my general life as well.
The main difference is that here in, for example, in Korea, there are like TV channels about Go, etc. In Europe, it's like really not well known at all. For example, I mean, like in Korea, it can be the equivalent like of tennis in Europe. It's really a well-known sport, as in Europe is just like a small group of people, like 2,000, 3,000 people who play it regularly, for example, in France. So it's really not on the same size.
Sure. So yeah, chess is or Baduk is definitely not as popular as chess and some other games in the United States at the moment. And I would say that because of AlphaGo, there are plenty of like programmer type or like computer science types of people who know about Baduk, but in the general population, there's not as many. So yeah, many of my friends are always quite curious when they see me playing if they don't know about it. And it provides an opportunity for me to teach them. There was also a popular TV Netflix show called The Queen's Gambit, and it was about a young woman learning to play chess, and it was very popular in the US. So one of the main chess companies had like a big social media campaign, and then they hired, or I guess they brought in many like social media influencers and stars to promote chess, which was very successful in helping like the younger like high school, college age population in growing the game of chess. And yeah, Baduk could definitely use something like that as well.
I mean, I met a lot of people thanks to this game, and made great friends. And so I think just for meeting people, it was very fortunate that I played this game. And also, I think I've learned a lot. For example, to succeed in my studies, I learned a lot from like overcoming my limits and to related to the work ethics thanks to Baduk. So really like meeting people and succeeding in studies. I'm thankful to Baduk for that.
Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, it's a very comforting thing because it's the same game I've played since I was a little kid, and I guess it's always comforting to know that there's always a game, the game of Baduk, that I can go back to. Yeah.
I mean, Baduk first like a way of expressing myself like on the govern. I mean, trying to build something like with your opponent, or if you're playing Pergo with your partner as well. Just trying to build something on the govern that you're satisfied with. Even if you lose, just playing a game that you're satisfied with is already a win. So, I mean, I just see as a way of overcoming my limits and getting better at it and playing like harmoniously with my opponent.
Challenge, I guess. So even though I've been playing it for most of my life, there are still many times when I feel like I don't know anything about the game, and it's very humbling, but also very fulfilling to continue learning.